Hello, everyone. This is Tom, your host for the Hidden Truths channel. It is February 19th, 2025. I want to do a quick video this morning about the education of our children that's been going on since we got the Department of Education. It's been sad. Me, myself, I went through school. I had teachers that were educated before the Department of Education. I was almost in high school before the Department of Education came out. So all my teachers were old school. They still know how to talk. They still know how to, they had their own system that worked. And then the Department of Education came. And my first having to deal with it, literally was when I had my kids in school. And I had many arguments with superintendents, which I love to see now. Even at my home school, the superintendent defending the way, this was back in the 90s or early 2000s, defending on how the system was and stuff, and how school kids were getting a better education. Anyway, but you know who knows that the kids aren't getting a better education? Us older folks with an education. I mean, there was a TikTok video, I think, of this 26-year-old woman that had a bachelor's degree. She's working in her cubicle in her business and stuff. And she flat out said she don't even know how to spell. Can you imagine having a bachelor's degree and you don't know how to spell? Can you imagine having having a math class in college that a kid had to pass, and you get a kid in college that doesn't even know how to do 2 + 2? I mean, people might think, well, that's insane. No, that's what's happening. I mean, we have forsaken our children's education so they can learn that men can have babies and stuff. I work with a 20-year-old, and I heard something about how they do add math now. I know how they do division. I did that with my girls, and that's completely far all wrong. Guesstimate. Okay? How about knowing your times, your multiplication, your division, and your addition, and your subtraction tables? But oh no, I talked to this kid, he's 20, about how they do math now, because I heard on math, when they do add, they don't do the columns. They add the tens first and then the ones. A complicated process, something that takes 3 seconds to do a math problem, now it takes some minutes, if they can even do it at all, using their fingers and stuff instead of using their brain. This kid said he don't know because he don't know how to add. 20 years old and doesn't know any math. Simple elementary math. I often say that my 3rd grade education I had back when I was going through school is better than a senior graduating now. Because at least in 3rd grade, we learned cursive. I remember the first spelling test, the first word we had to write cursive in 3rd grade was city. But, that's how they taught us cursive. We learned it through our spelling and stuff. But no, it's too difficult. Now, that's why as older people, we got a secret language. It's just called cursive language. You wonder why they can't read the Constitution, because they can't read cursive writing, even Thomas Jefferson's perfect handwriting. We're forsaking our children. We've gone from number 1 in education in the world to almost dead last in the Western world. That's what happens when government and liberals get involved. And then they're all upset about getting rid of the Department of Education. I don't understand. It's a failing institution. I mean, they come out with the secrets on that. Everybody's like, oh, the government's ripping us off doing this with their tax money. Really? Really? What I don't understand is why we haven't done nothing about it yet. But anyway, we screwed our kids over. We're going to have children their whole lives that can't function because they can't spell. I mean, what happens when our generation's gone? And all we got left is the generations They know how to look at a computer screen, use spell check. Heck, we go to AI, it's going to be in complete control. It's just a bad situation. We're making our kids dumber and we're making machines smarter. And even if Donald Trump can turn this all around, you're talking a generation. It almost took them a whole generation from the time they started the Department of Education. Almost took a generation to completely ruin the whole education system. Over a generation, they completely ruined it. That's how much it's going to take to get it back. And then who's going to be teaching these kids? Is the old people going to go back? The old teachers going to go back and start teaching the old way? These new teachers ain't going to do it. So you got teachers going to school, college, to learn how to be a teacher again and don't even know how to do spell check or math. I worked with this girl one time. She was going to be an elementary teacher. I don't know how she graduated, but she couldn't do math, couldn't read, and her handwriting was horrendous. And that was going to be the one teaching our children. Not knowing she's as dumb as a box of rocks. Because these kids were always told they're smart. But, yeah. The ones now don't have a chance. Once we go, they're going to be totally dependent on the younger, smarter generation to take care of them. I guess like we were supposed to. The younger, stronger, smarter, more intelligent generation take care of the older generation. We ain't got that now. We got the older generation still wiping the younger generation's ass. So many old people working. One reason they can't afford it in businesses, hey, I'll hire somebody over 50 before I'll hire somebody that's 20. Yeah. That's the way it is. Anyway, the Department of Education needs to go along with a lot of them. Democrats want to stand behind a failing institution and say, we're all for it. Yeah, because it's dumbing down kids. Remember, it was illegal to educate a slave, because if you educated a slave, he may start thinking on his own and want to become independent. Like I say, our government knows that, hey, people will give up their independence to be dependent on us. And they're just taking money from us and giving it to other people. Like this USA. Anyway, like I say, it doesn't surprise me. And it surprises anybody that the government's ripping us off, making us kids stupid, starting wars and stuff. I just can't believe the American people haven't done nothing about it yet. We'll see. But, in Nazi Germany, after the war, Nazi Germany, there were 20-year-olds in elementary when compulsory education was reinstated. 20-year-olds back in elementary trying to get an education so they could survive. Everybody knew in the past that if you didn't have an education, you didn't go nowhere. Why do you think they don't want people to have an education? Because they don't want you to go anywhere. Well, they send their kids off to Ivy League schools and stuff so they can be the ruling class. Anyway, I'm just getting sick of it. We've forsaken our children. What older generation does that? Forsakes their children. I'm so tired of being smarter than the younger generation. More intelligent. To be able to reason and think. And just come up with solutions to problems. Okay? And know what 2 + 2 equals. And know how to read and write. Basic stuff. But don't worry, these kids are all getting college educations. Most of them ain't worth nothing. They're all sitting at home. Wonder why they can't get a job. If this generation's under us have to ever go without computers, and that's what they're making it. The whole world's younger generation just relying on computers. Anyway, the Department of Education needs to go. Now we got furries in school. Kids who think they're animals. How are you supposed to teach a kid who's not even in the right mind? How are you supposed to teach a kid about health in the human body when it thinks it's a cat. Democrats, liberal pieces of garbage have a lot to answer for. But you know who the victims are? Our children. All you people that homeschool, your kids got a head start in today's world with a lot of things. Education, work habits, be able to analyze a problem and come up with a solution. Anyway, just a video I have today, something that's been bothering me for years, ever since my kids were in school, and arguing with superintendents. Give my kid an education. Okay? But anyway, we'll have to see what all happens. It needs to go, though. The Department of Education needs to go bye-bye. Make the school districts responsible to the parents that have kids in that school, not to DC. You know, they can sit there and ignore the parents because they know all the money comes from DC, and that's who they got to make happy. But when I see school boards that don't even care about the parents' concern, boys and girls' bathrooms, I mean, tampons in boys' bathrooms, mental illness is running rampant, and our kids are being taught by it. Okay? Anyway, it's going to take a lot of years to turn this around, but we need to start. And first thing is we need to start being honest with our children. Say, no, you're wrong. You don't know everything. You don't know anything. And it's not your fault. It's because the teachers didn't care about what happened to you after you left the school building. All they cared about, I need another raise. The test scores went up. I gave all the kids a test score answer, but the test scores went up, so I need a raise because I can give the answer to them good. They can regurgitate. Best country in the world, right? Well, the strongest country is because the younger generation is the strongest. And that's not our country. They're not strong. They're not intelligent. They're not ambitious. And they don't understand their role in society, which is to take over eventually one day. Well, they want to take over all right, but it's just a world of hurting. We screwed our kids over. We screwed our country over. Okay? Brain dead, along with the teachers. Like I say, we come up with a new department, a new education system. Who's going to teach them? Everybody's got to come out of retirement that, a teacher at least knows how to add and write cursive. Anyway, we should have just stayed locally. People, when they did that, people should have got together, built a little one-room schoolhouse and taught their kids there. Remember, it was a one-room schoolhouse that made this country the great country it is. Not these brand new expensive schools with the nice boards and stuff, and not blackboards, but they're computerized boards. That's not what made this world great. Okay. But schools are a mess, thanks to the federal government. Republicans and liberals both, Democrats both. To me, once you make it to D.C., you're pretty much a traitor to the American people. Because I know in politics, I may have experienced a little bit, they want people with charisma that they can sell to the people and they can buy. That's who gets into office. Mostly. And if you get a candidate in it that the people actually vote for, a populist candidate, well, they'll get rid of him. Off him, or he just won't get re-elected. Or they'll just cheat him out of the election. Anyway. Our education system needs to get fixed. It's going to take many years to do it. I guess this is a good start. We need to get rid of the Department of Education. And I can't wait to see these teachers squirm. Throw more money at it. Yep. Throw less money at it. Get rid of the garbage and the morons. And let's start teaching our kids again. I can't wait to talk to a child. When I say child, somebody that's around a graduating age, that knows who we won our independence from. That'd be so nice to ask somebody at that age who we want our independence from, and they actually knew the answer. Don't know who 2 plus 2 is, and don't know who we want our independence from, can't write cursive or their names. Yep. And our kids are graduating college. I like to really know what a college professor, especially one that teaches math, thinks of the new education system. Anyway, this is Tom, your host from the Hidden Truths channel. And my Lone Wolf Prepper channel, they canceled that. There's too much truth on that. But Tom, your host from the Hidden Truths channel. Everybody have a great day.